I know that the last one you missed me so much. So
that was episode number.
We didn't miss you at all. So,
yes, did.
Josh, you're the new slag on this podcast.
I am happy to be here.
Yeah, how's it going?
It's all right, not bad. How are we all? How is everyone here?
We're all right. We're good.
Delighted to have you.
I'm glad someone is.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen to what you say.
Well,
we'll see about that in
absolute treat.
We'll see about that in about 48 seconds. So, anything you want to say as the new? What are you? Are you a host? We're all hosts, aren't we? Yeah.
No, he's a little
hostess.
You might be a hostess, but I mean, what are you? I mean, yeah, I think that's what you are.
I'm a chorus.
I can't stand it when I listen to some podcasts and they go. But honestly, guys, I listen to some podcasts and they go, "Oh, and so is joining us on the panel." Fuck off.
Panel.
Yeah.
I'm literally sat in a spare room. I've got my laptop out and I'm watching Bayern Munich Man United on my phone.
What's the score?
0-0. Nothing exciting's happened. Although Kane is doing. Oh no, nothing's happened. Carry on.
Well, you carry on. I mean, you wanted to ask us a few questions.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'm new here. I'll get to know the people as we go on, and then I'll chime in and out here, there, everywhere.
Shouldn't he have to share his Tottenham story like I did?
Well, you're from America. Story. You're different.
Well, all right, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Go on, let him share it.
Yeah. Oh, where did you go? Have you ran to the other side of the room as well?
Yeah, it sounds like you're distant. Yeah.
I'm still here.
Yeah, one of these days we're going to sort out the actual sound on this podcast, and we'll move forward.
Can you not hear me?
We can, but you just sound like you're in a box, in the corner of a box.
Plenty of
where I belong.
Tied up somewhere.
All right, calm down.
Right, so listeners, do bear with us. There are 5 people on here. So, Josh, why did you support Spurs? You're from Portsmouth.
Well, originally
as
from Southampton, and now moved to Portsmouth or Portsmouth.
That's wow, right. Rivalry across the divide.
I don't support them, so it doesn't really matter. Although everyone down here does everyone back in Southampton resents me for moving here.
I don't blame them.
Tell you what, Portsmouth's nicer.
I agree. By the way, my old man lives in Portsmouth, so
it's not bad. It's Gunwharf Quays, South Sea.
Yeah, Gunwharf Quays is cool.
Just plug in it right now. But yeah, so the main reason I support Tottenham is, years and years ago, I must have been in primary school still. I had a birthday party to go to, and it was a football birthday party. Bearing in mind, I hate sport at the time. Hated sport. Didn't know anything about football, anything about that. I remember coming home from school and then saying to my mum and dad, "Oh, I'm invited to a birthday party. It's a football birthday party, etc." And I said to my dad, "What team do I support?" And the look of delight on his face, because he finally had a son that wanted to get interested in football. And he said Tottenham, and I've been miserable ever since. So,
yes.
So yeah, that's how I supported Tottenham. I was probably about 7-8 years old when this happened. And it's been a bumpy ride, full of ups and downs, mainly downs. But here we are, and that is the story about how I support Tottenham.
So who are you, and what you've done with the Josh on the group chat? Because you don't sound.
He's a scumbag on that, isn't he?
Yeah.
You told me you didn't ask me about anything like that. You asked me how I supported Tottenham. I didn't.
I know, but I mean, we asked you Spurs-related questions on the group chat, and you wanted to find out how many hairs Hannah has down there. So I mean, what's different? Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so how about Perchy? You're there. Are you still there, or are you miles away?
I'm here.
All right, nice to see you.
I mean, no. Hang on. I can't see you. It's a podcast.
This doesn't matter. We can. It's all right. We can.
Sorry, no. Because I get abused for saying it every single time. So you now have to take the front for it.
I know, it's only taken Perchy, and your microphone's crackling. It's only taken Perchy 23 episodes to work this one out, so well done.
Am I crackling, or have I hit the jackpot instantly?
Anyway. Perchy's mic, it just crackles, mate. I mean, we've sent him a new one that he should get it soon, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I keep hearing every time I listened, it's just you kicking off at him constantly. About the crackle.
It does get a bit spicy.
He's an easy target.
Josh, why don't you chuck in the pod the question that you asked me? Was it yesterday?
I am, but then we started talking about a microphone, so I got sidetracked.
Yeah, but this is more fun. We don't want to talk about that.
Okay, I'm sorry. So let's go back. So, Mr. Perch.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you an ultimatum here. So let's just say
Sorry,
you and Daniel
you
leave.
can't just turn up for 5 minutes and give me ultimatums. Are you
Yes, he
having a
can.
laugh?
Don't bully him.
Hannah,
Yeah, thank
stick
you.
out of it. Sorry, carry on, Karen. I'll give you your 5 minutes of fame. Go on.
Oh, you're too kind.
Come on.
So, you and Daniel Levy, you're in a room. Now, you've come to the agreement that you can choose any transfer of your choice, okay? So it doesn't matter who you choose, Daniel Levy's going to give you the money to go out and buy this guy. But there are 2 options you have to go with. Just one of. The first one is, you have to wank off Daniel Levy whilst he stares at you eye to eye, and then he spaffs all over your face. And you
Done.
do that just the once, and you got to kiss him on the forehead and say, "Thank you, Daddy." Or the second option, every time you go to have a wank, Daniel Levy will just appear, and he will watch you eye to eye, licking his lips. But it's every single time. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. He will just, you'll see a little ruffle at the window, the curtain will open, his little bald head will peer through. He'll be like, "Hey, Perchy boy, having a little toss of the salad there, are you, little boy?" Even if you're in a shower, he might just, open the shower curtain, you'll just be there, waiting for you to finish all over him. But that's got to go on for a month. So which option are you going for? And bearing in mind,
Sorry,
you've
why
already
are you
agreed
so
that you have to choose
weird?
one.
Like, that's just ridiculous. Like, the
20
thing is, the question, I'll be honest, I forgot the first part of it. You went on so long. Look, does it matter? I mean, it's absolutely terrifying, both of them. They're horrendous.
No, you have to choose. You've already
but which
accepted.
one would you go with?
You've
Well,
said
no,
you're
look,
going to
if
go
you
with
can,
one of
look,
them.
at least if you accept the first point, you get a player. There's no player in the second one. So you
Yeah,
accept the
there
first
is.
one.
You've got the player. You get a player. You just got to choose one of these.
Which
otherwise
option
you-
would you go for if you could get?
Oh, no,
any
go
player
for the
you
first.
wanted?
Yeah.
Get it over and done with, and you're done.
You
and
get
can move
spaffed on
on
the face by Daniel Levy.
That's gay.
Over what? Over what? The latter, where you're having intimate time and stuff, and he turns up.
But this is
that what you
intimate.
call it?
Time
He's
with
doing
your
it to
partner.
you.
That's mental.
That explains so
You
much.
get your candles out as well, like chocolate scented soap.
No,
And you-
wait, you didn't. No, you didn't say that was. You said you didn't say.
You're the one who called it
I
intimate
was in the
time.
room.
No,
Daniel
I didn't
Levy
say it
will
was
give
on my
you
own.
any player that you want, but you have to do one of those things.
I've just
and you can
given you-
choose.
Yeah, but why?
There's also
what-
smooth
what-
jazz playing in the background.
I'm sold on the smooth jazz. Then I'll take it on that one. I mean, if you're gonna put
That's on
jazz
both.
in,
That's
I
on
mean-
both options. The jazz. It's like his theme music when he turns up.
Anyway, why? This is insane.
So
I just want to know who you're picking, Perchy. What player are you
Yeah,
going
show.
with to do these actions?
The player.
That's what I want to know.
I love how that's the bit that you're more concerned about.
Of course, it's a bit I'm concerned about. I mean,
To be fair, I
Jesus
don't
Christ.
blame you as a Spurs fan. You what you
So
want to
who
know
would
the
you
player?
get spaffed on the face on for? Like, who would you let Daniel Levy?
unless you don't
Do
want
that to you
to.
over.
You don't want to play.
Yeah,
you just
you
want
just-
you
you
want the
just want
fun.
the
You know.
action.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
He wants
I'd
the
happily
intimate
take
times.
nothing and just leave at this moment. Like, this
No,
is
you've already
terrifying.
accepted. You've already
Sorry,
accepted.
sorry. Who is this fella that just turns up and starts telling me what to do? Who do you think you are? I was here since day one. I'm sorry, this is insane.
Do you know who I am?
That's what I was just going to say.
Just drop that. You just
Perchy's too
dropped,
famous
do
for
you
this.
know who I am?
That's the title of this show. Oh, by the way, this is the Hotspur Way, Season 1, Episode 23, titled, Do You Know Who I Am? Continue, please.
Can we move on? I picked
No,
an
you haven't
option. Can we
answered.
move?
You
I
haven't
have. I
answered.
said I'll pick option one just to get us out of it.
What was
And
option
what player
one,
you
Perchy?
getting?
I can't remember.
Player. God, I've actually got to pick the player.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pick a microphone.
Mbappe. If
Yeah.
I've got to do that, then it's Mbappe.
Yeah, as long
Fine.
as he comes with a fucking microphone.
That's such a boring get out of
James,
jail
don't-
free
James.
card.
Okay, I'll let
Choose
James
Mbappe.
can get a bit loud. He's loud. I mean, he was
Josh,
here
it's
longer
because he
than me.
wasn't really fussed about the player. That's
No,
why.
it wasn't. It just shows that
He
you
wanted-
Use this
very
switch
to think
option.
of.
You
wanted
guys
some
are
Levy
terrifying.
intimate
I know
times.
they've done this on purpose, so I'm not going to take it all out on him. But I know you lot
You
are
gonna take it
ganged
out
up
on me?
Him?
Take
Him,
on,
yeah, him.
On me?
You lot, I know you lot. I know what you lot are like.
Racist.
Scallywags.
Freaking believable. Listen,
Scallywags.
that's cool. Anyway, we had a good game on the weekend, guys.
Yeah, but before we talk about
did.
that game, if you missed the West Ham podcast that we did after the game, I think we all did. We lost 2-1, and I was annoyed. One of our other members was annoyed and left, and that's why Hannah Teachy signed up Josh. Let's get that one out of the way. And yeah, that's what she is, Hannah Teachy. Yeah. And so I think that's all we have to say about West Ham. I mean, it was a game where. Tell you how I can sum this up, right, and then we move on unless you've got something else to say. You know how Modric was the pre-assist player? Do you remember what he used to do? Are you any of you old enough to remember Modric?
Oh,
I remember
Modric was
Modric.
unbelievable.
Modric Van der Vaart days.
Yeah, so what Modric used to do, he used to lay on the ball to the person who would normally assist. That entire game against West Ham was a pre-assist. We did so much before getting to the assist bit, and then there was no assist and there was no end product. And that was it in that game. And we started off really well, and everyone said, but we battered West Ham. No, we didn't. Okay, they've got every right to have a low block, and so does every other
First
team.
half we did.
Oh, did we?
Yeah,
How
but
many,
if you
how
don't
many
finish your
shots on
chances,
target?
it's irrelevant, right?
One minute, guys. How many shots on target did we actually have in that game?
Oh, honestly, it
Very
was
few.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's move on from there. I think we've got a question we've got questions in from listeners. Johnny,
Of course.
over to you, buddy.
Well, we'll read one from last week because Hannah unfortunately couldn't be here last week. This is from Richard in, Lewisham?
Lewisham.
Whatever.
Lewisham.
You know what's funny? I should introduce you all to the local names in our cities and in our towns and see if you could name them the same way.
Oh, what,
Just
like
shits and giggles.
Like Pittsburgh, which you call Pittsburgh.
It's all local, right? So this is just a specific question for Hannah. Hannah, who on our squad would you actually not have a role with?
Have a roll with?
Go head
Well,
to
I knew
head.
what he meant.
Give him some action.
Oh.
Whatever you want to call it.
Ooh. Okay.
The fact you've got to think about it is quite
Yeah, but some of our squad are very young. I have to be careful about this.
Well, let's just assume they're all legal for the
Well-
for the argument of this.
Wow. Okay. The American way.
It's not stopped you before, Hannah.
Yeah, that night in Turkey.
Anyway, I'm going to have to say Kulusevski. I don't do gingers,
He's old enough as well, though, so what was the problem?
but he's ginger.
Ouch.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
Ouch.
You're not ginger, Perchy, so you can shush.
I mean,
So why have I silenced everyone? Why is that so shocking? We say a lot worse on here.
Because
I
he's
think
a
because
good player.
I think look, she has her entitlement to not liking gingers. I'll give her that one.
Thank you.
Racist.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Call me what you want.
All right.
Been called
Hey.
far worse.
There you go. On the group chat you have. I think we're going to talk about the group chat a bit later. It's not on the running order, but I think we do need to mention it, especially the other thing which Hannah came up with, which we'll talk about later as well. So Newcastle, what did you all think before the game? Because we didn't give any predictions. Like the first time, you noticed we didn't give predictions, and yeah, that happened. Perchy, let's go over to you, mate, because you were.
Captain
You were-
positive.
Yeah, exactly.
What was I?
You were a little
Oh,
bit.
so-
What was I?
fired
You
up
didn't answer
today.
it. What was I?
No, you were Captain Positive. Like, for instance, there was a bit where I even said,
I was being
"Who
sarcastic.
are you? Yeah, who are you, and what have you done with
No,
Perchy?"
oh wait. Oh, what? Before the game? Yeah, I thought we talked about before the game or during the game.
During the game.
Look, okay, look, I'll give you my analysis on what I saw. No, I thought we were brilliant. I thought we were outstanding, actually. The manager tweaked in the right way. I think, like we say about changing, he changed everything for a positive. First time I've seen us actually get balls in the box. Like, You use West Ham and Newcastle as a comparison.
Wait. So if your microphone is Daniel Levy's appendage, just move your neck a little bit back away from
So
it.
like, okay, you can't stop me mid flow. Okay,
Yeah,
so
but the crackling is doing my fucking nut. I mean,
Okay.
it's right. Okay.
just listen. So yeah, so like, but look, use comparisons to like West Ham and Newcastle. Like it's like chalk and cheese. I thought we were good in the first half against West Ham, but just as I said, didn't create anything. Did anyone else see the massive difference in what we did in that first half, which we haven't been doing all season?
Yep.
And
I
that is
think a huge difference is Kulusevski through the middle.
well, Kulu down the middle works. I've been advocating it all season, and
Can I guess? Can I take a guess to see if? So I think it is. It's what Hannah said, where she said, "Oh, we've started a bit slow," and I said, "Well, we're finally balanced." Who's tapping? What is
who
going
is
on?
tapping?
That was me, sorry.
Right,
Have a
goodness
word
me,
with yourself.
amateur. So what it was, Hannah, if you remember, you were saying like we've started a bit slow or something like that, and I said to you, finally we're a bit more balanced, you know. So it's not just
against. I didn't think we were slow against.
No, we weren't slow. We weren't slow, but we didn't come out the traps like you running away from Levy. You know what I mean? It was.
But James, that wasn't what I was going to say. Do you know the one thing
Oh.
I saw? The one thing I did see that we haven't done all season. Get balls in the box. Heung-min Son whipping balls in. Johnson balls in the box. Finally, we're starting. Finally, we're
That
starting
pass
to
from
get-
Son to Udogie for his goal, it's the way he just blasted it across the box.
But exactly, like what we were doing against West Ham was we were playing some nice football, but not really doing anything with the ball. We were whipping balls in. I thought Brennan Johnson, it was probably his best game in a Spurs shirt, by the way. Massive shout out to him. He was brilliant. Kulu in the middle works. Said it. Can't play him out wide. He's not effective. He's not a winger. He's a creative midfielder. Son back on the left. I was massively sceptical. Is he good enough to do it? But he was given license for once to go. Do you know what? Look, take on your fullbacks. And Kieran Trippier and Livramento had an absolute nightmare of a day. They didn't know what to do because Son and Johnson were brilliant. Udogie was amazing. I thought he was probably my man of the match in the first half. I thought he was outstanding in the first half. I think overall, my man of the match went to Son. I thought Son was back to Son of 2 years ago, brilliant sort of thing. He was outstanding 2 or 3 years ago, qualities. Listen, it was an overall brilliant performance. I said in the group chat, and I said at the time, I said, we should have won 10-1 if we could finish our dinner. I mean, it sounds mad. We won 4-1. We should be celebrating. But I'm sitting back going, we should have won 10-1. We were that good. I thought Richardson could have had about 4 or 5. Johnson at the post twice. Sarr missed an absolute sitter. And you sit back and go, if you have a bit more if we're more clinical in the final third, we could be beating teams 8 or 9-1 at the moment when we play like that. You play like that. And listen, people sit and say I'm negative. I think I'm quite realistic. I say things how it is. I thought we were brilliant. Disappointed for the goal that we conceded, more for the goalkeeper, because I thought Vicario didn't have much to do, and the goal was just, I thought, was lazy defending. But you could argue you're already 4-0 up and it's game over anyway. But I think I would have liked us to get a clean sheet. But listen, that's probably the only thing. The Romero thing, I think we're going to probably talk about it, so I won't delve into that yet, because I probably will talk about it later. But yeah, listen, what can you say? Good result. And yeah, Spurs have got to bounce on it now. You've got to ride on these results. You can't now go and not win against Forest because you've got to get some momentum back.
Perchy, just to add on what you said, Perchy, Tottenham has the most touches in the box in the league this year. 576. We have the most carries into the penalty area by a lot. Quite a lot. I mean, we're in there a lot. I think we just struggle with finishing, right?
But Johnny, that's kind of my point. I think we're doing the right thing until the right thing at the end. Like, listen, by the way, we did brilliant against Newcastle, but you're right. We need to be more clinical in the box because other teams won't give us the opportunities that Newcastle did. Newcastle had a bad day in the office. I think you probably agree they had a bad day in the office. But we need to capitalise on that, in my opinion.
Totally agreed. Yeah, but I mean that's why, and I think that's why hopefully either Richie can pull his fucking pants up and start making some shots, or January comes and we get a good striker, or at least next summer.
I think if you can go get a striker in January, like that could be I think that could be the difference. of us being in the Champions League or not. I think it could be as simple as that. If you
My
go and
guess is
get someone big,
it's going to be tough to get a striker in January, though.
it
Correct?
is. But if you take a bit of a risk, you might get away with it. Do you know what I mean? But we'll
Yeah,
see.
Daniel
We'll
Levy's
talk
known
about
for
that.
taking big risks. That's his middle name
Yeah,
is
very
Mr.
good
Big
point.
Risk.
So Hannah, you were there along with Josh, and what did you make of it? Would you say that was the best performance you've seen this season?
I would say so. Yeah, I loved every second of that. That goal went in when they scored. It was really lazy. I was really, really pissed off about that because that never needed to happen. But yeah, it was great. The energy was amazing. Atmosphere was amazing. It was absolutely brilliant.
Josh, what do you think, mate?
Well, I wasn't there, but
Oh, you were.
I don't know why everyone thought I was. I never was there.
You did send us your ticket, didn't you, or where you were sitting, or whatever?
Oh no, that's my season ticket. So that's just because obviously Hannah was saying she was sat near me, so I was just literally saying that's where I'm sat when I do
Yeah,
go.
sits a little bit behind me.
All right.
Yeah.
And so lost my point now. Look, personally, I think it's difficult. So I think that Porro for me was man of the match because
He was my man of the match as well. I thought he was flawless personally.
he was, and it's not just the way that he plays, mate. I'll tell you what it is. It's the way that he then gets up and dishes it out as well. And when he really gets rolled up, so he's not just a baller. He's someone who's got a bit of a personality about him as well.
And he
Do you know what
passes
I
it
mean?
onto the fans as well. He tries to G up the fans.
100%. Yeah.
You saw all he did was, I don't know who it was Anthony Gordon. All he did was just boot the ball, it hit Porro on the leg and went out, and then Porro's like trying to G up the fans. But stuff, just little things like that. It was earlier on in the season as well. Was it Luton? Where he won a corner and then he like celebrating in front of the fans trying to G them up again.
He's done it a few times. Yeah,
He loves it. He loves it.
He was outstanding, and for a player that many thought that couldn't play in this Ange system. Oh, was it Tim Sherwood, one of these pundits who's paid
Literally, I
thousands?
think it was half an hour into his debut. We were getting tonked 4-1 by Leicester at the time, but
Yeah, less said about these idiots, the better. Then we've got Kulusevski, right? And I tell you what, the problem with West Ham. We'll go back to that game again. Bardi said this. He said this the best from the extra inch, and I thought about it as well before he said it, which was the fact that you had Højbjerg coming in, which meant that Kulusevski had to go out on the right. It sort of meant that you were, was it him or was it Jack? Probably Jack Hussey from all the rest. Where by doing that, you've in effect dropped Kulusevski by bringing in Toilet Man himself, because Højbjerg, he's absolutely rubbish. I don't want to see him again. What's the point? He's not there. Physically he's there, mentally he's not. And if he is there mentally and that's his level of performance, he should just donate his money to charity. He should fuck off. Fuck off right now, because you've got players like Sarr. Sarr is how old? Is he 20?
21, 20?
21.
20. No, he's 20.
20,
That's even
right?
better.
A 20-year-old who seems to show more of an effort in his left leg than Højbjerg can do in all of his body. I don't understand what he does when he comes on. And so by putting, in effect, as I said, well, not just me, but we all said it, like round pegs in round holes, right? Because you had Brennan Johnson on the right, which was, I think, the first time we've seen it.
No, he was second.
He started
against
there
someone.
before.
City.
It's
He
the
was there
first
against
time
City.
he played 90.
Oh, was it?
First time he played 90 minutes out on the right, or like a full game.
Right, okay. So then you had Kulu. What was he? Was he a number 8/10?
10.
I don't know what he does.
It was a 10.
Yeah, but he wasn't just a 10 though, was he? He was getting stuck in. That's why I don't.
Yeah, but he played a little bit deeper, which allowed our wide men to travel a little further out. And he dictated the play in there, which was really good actually.
Right. Then Sarr. We'll talk about Romero in a minute. Johnny, you were at was it Dog and Pony?
That's right.
That's the best name of a pub ever.
Yeah.
No, I want to
With
go to
that-
the Dog and Pony,
as
by the
well.
way.
That's the most
I want-
English-sounding pub.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Does it? A
Yeah.
Dog and Pony. It's like someone thought it was like an English pub name.
They're not trying to go for
Normally-
an English pub. It's just the name of it.
Normally it's
I
like
mean,
the
it doesn't
hare
look-
and the dog, isn't it?
Or something, yeah, or the King's Head. That's a
Yeah.
classic.
But it's like, it's like someone going, oh, make it sound like an English pub name. The Dog and the Pony.
Oh, I like
By the way,
it.
we
I
are
like
doing
it
a
too.
pod at the Dog and the Pony. I will make sure of it. We have to. That sounds cool.
Well, you can
Feed
afford
the
it, so
pony.
you're
Just slagged
taking
it
us
off.
there. Yeah, you
I can't
slagged it off. You can afford it. You just can't get a new mic. So we we move on. I won't mention that again because you will have a new mic by next show, which will be great. What was it like there, Johnny? You sent us a few pictures.
It was great. I mean, the atmosphere was good. There was it's always good there. That's the dedicated Tottenham place to hang out on match day. So the owner is a Tottenham fan. Lots of Tottenham gear set up. So it's all our stuff. So there's never any asshole competition in there. It's just us, and it's fantastic. It's a good time. Lots of cheers, lots of yelling. When Richie finally scored, I think the whole place lost its ass. So it was great. It was a good time.
About Richie. So me and Perchy have a bet. Hannah, this was done before you were here, and I believe I said he would score 15 goals. Is that right? In all
15
competition?
league goals, you said.
I think I said in all competitions.
I mean, I'm still happy to stick with it. I mean, it's fine.
Right. So in all competitions, and where is he at? Is he at 4 now?
4, and we're about
4.
halfway through. I think I'm safe.
Halfway through, but it's £50 bet, isn't it?
Yeah, 50
Right.
quid. Didn't we say to charity?
Yeah, my charity. So it's. I think that I'm going to win this one because it looks like we found someone who was he was a stark difference to the other Richarlisons that we've seen.
He looked flexible.
He
didn't look so robotic as he has been.
I'll grant him on his
season.
second goal. The second goal, fair play. I thought it was really
I know.
well. But
As you told us, we all knew that you could have scored his first one. I mean, we
everyone
understood.
could have scored it. It was a literal tap in from about 2 yards out. I'd expect him to score it.
I don't know. I'd love to see you make his run that he did.
Whoa! Let's
To be
go.
fair, if you see
I will
what
have the
Richarlison
defamation
did,
on me.
he didn't stand still for that goal. As soon as
yeah.
Son beat Trippier, Richarlison was on the move. Then made the
Yeah,
space
but
for himself,
I
and then
expect
Son
that
found him.
I expect that from anyone playing like that. I saw Dogie do that, like as a left back doing
I know, but you did say you could do it, so we're just doing the exact tag that you like to use, and you said that you could do it, so that's what we're going with, right? So you couldn't score it because it wasn't just the tap in, mate. It was the entire move where he read the movement of his teammates and he knew where to be. He also knew how to drag certain players out, open up space, and then get to where he needed to be. So it's not always binary. Even a tap in isn't binary unless you haven't.
No,
got enough sides going,
I
do you know what
understand that in that context, but like, come on, as I said, he should have scored 5. If he was clinical, he should have scored 5 on Sunday.
Give him a chance, mate. He's just come back.
Sorry, hang on. I take absolutely against that. You agreed with everything I said last week. You agreed with me everything I said last week, going, he's rubbish, he's not very good.
Absolutely.
He scores a couple of goals and you've completely flip-flopped.
I'm allowed to flip-flop. I'm allowed to change my opinion. No?
I just want to point out who has always stood up for Richie. This guy over in the States. Love him to death.
Yeah, no, you have. Johnny,
I will
that's what
die on
you
that
think.
fucking sword.
Thing is,
That's why I
Perchy,
didn't
he
mention you,
didn't.
Johnny.
Perchy,
You
he
did.
didn't.
But James is a flip-flop. He scores
Perchy.
a couple of goals and James loves him again.
Fuck me, Perchy. He didn't just score a couple of goals though. He played
He did.
differently. Yeah, no, he did score a couple of goals, but he didn't just
But
score a couple of goals.
did he not play better because we were so much better in the
No.
final third? Is that the only reason? Let's be fair.
No,
he wouldn't
I
have
don't think
scored.
so.
Really?
His link-up play
Oh,
looked better
come
as
on!
well.
I think we're clutching so much at this player that all of a sudden he scores a couple of goals and now all of a sudden he's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
We've not
Like,
said
he
that.
doesn't score.
No,
Well.
we're saying
No,
he
but
looks
everyone's
better.
going, oh, well, maybe he's going to change. What? And then we go.
So
3
you don't
months
think he
and
looks
doesn't-
better?
No, I think our attacks are look better, not because
And he
of
is
him.
part of that, right?
No.
And then he scores.
He's not
he is,
but,
it.
So hang on a minute. So from
No,
this
he scored.
context-
He is part of our attack. Our attack looks
No,
better,
no,
and he
no,
scored
he
2
is. What I'm
goals.
saying is
But somehow
he's not
he's
the
shit.
reason. He's not the reason that we were playing better in the final third. He wasn't the reason. The reason
No,
was
you didn't
is
say
because
that. You said,
Johnson, Kulu
is
and
he
some-
playing better
No, sorry,
because we're
I
playing better in the
retracted.
final third?
I retracted that. No, sorry. Is he playing better?
Yes.
I mean, he's doing what I expect a striker to do, but not. He's not sitting there. He's not blowing the. I'm not blown away by
Deep
what
throat.
he's done.
But were
Okay.
you so if you had seen like his last game where he played, I don't know, X amount of minutes comparable to what he played now, and then you saw this game and the person playing had a bag over his head, would you think it was the same player?
Yeah, 100%. Because some of the misses that he made were very Richarlison-esque.
Well,
The only miss I can remember is that header where he sort of dived
Yeah,
under
the header.
ball.
The one before that where the ball gets whipped in and he stops running, and if he carries on running, he gets a tap in. There
So it wasn't
there was
a miss.
another one There was another one that came into him, and his touch was awful when it went into the keeper, and you go, better touch there, and you've got a free shot. It's a shot on goal, and you get
but-
yourself in it.
But then
Every player does that, to be fair. But
Yeah.
Son did
Do
it.
they?
He was lucky to get a
Yeah.
penalty.
Look, I'll say this. Maybe I am biased in the sense that I watch so much of Harry Kane playing as a number 9, and I'm sitting there going, you have someone of Harry Kane's quality there. He goes and gets 5 or 6 goals. It was that good. Like maybe this is the debate here that we're having, is that maybe I was a bit like I've seen everything of Harry Kane going. You give Harry Kane those opportunities, we win the game 7-1, 5 or 7
But no
or 8-1.
one's comparing Richie to Harry, though, are they?
You can't
No,
compare
I'm
anyone
not-
to Harry Kane.
I've not said anyone has. My point being is have I just been a bit like?
yeah, I mean,
Where
look,
you've seen
I,
Harry Kane for years.
But should we not be expecting a better
No,
striker to come
no,
in?
no.
Oh,
So,
we
I can
can't
explain.
expect better.
If you let me explain what you have, and it's not wrong. You have a binary personality. So because you've seen one thing, it then applies to the other. It doesn't work like that. They are completely two different players. One, we've spoken about this before. I think his highest goal return rate was 14 goals, right, in all of his career. I think, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever it was. But
In the Premier League, he scored 14 goals. Yeah,
No,
13.
I mean, no,
sorry, he's the best.
all. I think in all competitions, I can't remember,
His
but
his best for Everton is 13 goals.
I
in the
know,
league.
I know, mate. Listen, I love you loads. You know this, but my point is that just because I have to use that caveat. So just because someone is because they play in the same position doesn't mean they're the same person. And Harry Kane or Richarlison will never ever be Harry Kane. We're not even debating that. That's not what's going to happen.
Well, no one was
but the
debating
fact that I believe that other than that, was it the Marseille game? I believe that he has had his best game in nearly 1.5 seasons at Spurs, right? And so we have to hold on to that because we're fans. We have to clutch at that and say yes, do more of that, please, because that sort of shuts up all of us. And that's what we want. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, will he ever be a Harry Kane? No, let's not even think about that. There's no point even considering it because all you're going to do is let yourself down because he's never going to do it, right? And so what we're trying to say is, did he perform better in this game than he had in every other game? And I think the answer to that is yes. I think we all agree, other than you, that he played much better in this game, right?
No. Well, hang on, no. I agree. He did play better, but that still doesn't caveat the fact of all of a sudden, it's all good now. We had a good game. Like for me, I've always stood on the premise: consistency is key to everything. I don't care if he has one good game. He needs to have consistent good games. Maybe my standards are just high. Look, I think we should get better strikers. There's better strikers in this world that we can get a hold of that can do a better job. Like, listen,
Who do you reckon realistically we can get if Daniel Levy is
Santiago
going to let you
Jimenez
buy anyone
right now.
you want?
Get
What,
Santiago
the
Jimenez.
fuck?
He's a
striker.
good player. He's a good player.
Santiago
Oh no,
Jimenez
sorry,
for
the
final.
yeah,
The
that one.
final.
Sorry, there's two Jimenez.
Yeah, go and spend the money and go and get him in, and he's already a massive improvement.
Well, again, we don't know because he's not a robot. We don't know how we would fit into this country, right? So,
Oh,
The only thing I have with
if-
the Dutch league is, remember when you got Janssen? He scored 40 odd goals that season, didn't he?
Yeah,
He looked
but
great.
our
And he come over here and he
but-
was
but
absolutely
Our recruitment
dross.
back then was awful. We were buying dross from anywhere, not just the Dutch league. We were
But I
buying
think-
dross everywhere.
but I think the only Dutch striker that's ever come over here and done well, if I'm not mistaken, is Van Nistelrooy.
Suarez.
Van Persie.
Suarez come from Ajax.
Van Persie.
Van
What?
Persie as well, yeah. All right. But there was some real big duds. I remember the one that Middlesbrough signed in the early 2000s, I think it was.
Oh, you mean proper Dutch, not from the Dutch league?
Well, no, I mean from the Dutch league.
Who had Van
It's not-
Hooijdonk?
What, from Feyenoord?
Forest.
No, I
isn't it?
can't-
Pierre Van
No, was
Hooijdonk.
it
He played
Forest that
for
got Van
Feyenoord.
I remember he played for Celtic.
Yeah, he was all right.
There's Venegor of Hesselink. Remember him?
Oh, I remember him, Jan Vennegoor. Yeah.
Was he Norwich?
Oh, I can't remember.
Maybe.
No, he was at Chelsea, wasn't he? Chelsea bought him or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, can we all laugh at Chelsea a minute before we talk about Romero?
Can we go back before we do that? Let's stay on Richie for a second, just to give you some numbers, Perchy. And I don't want to relive this argument or anything. His pass completion percentage was 82% against Newcastle.
Okay.
That's his best all year.
Okay.
His XG was 0.7. That's his third best, only
XG.
behind Liverpool
XG's
and
irrelevant
Luton.
to me. Next.
I'm just telling you.
No.
His and even the you could take Luton out of there. So Liverpool, he probably performed a little better, but even then, so this was his best link up play, just like Josh said. I would say and that's by his completion percentage.
I didn't deny that. I agree.
Okay, that's all. Continue on. I'll go back to sleep now. Good night.
Actually, Johnny, what do you think of Chelsea? When you're in the dog and pony, does anyone there talk about Poch or Chelsea or?
You know, I haven't heard his name come up once all season. I mean, other than I haven't heard Poch come up at all. My brother's a Chelsea fan, and I'm having a big laugh at him now because, I think it's funny that we wanted Poch, not we. Some members of our supporters wanted Poch to come back so desperately.
I did.
I did not.
I don't know if. I didn't because I thought we were looking at the relationship with a bit of rose-colored glasses, and it was kind of like going back to the ex-girlfriend that fucked you over kind of thing, where you're only thinking about the good times, you're not thinking about the bullshit.
Okay, but can I tell you why I wanted him back? Do you guys remember just a few months ago the disarray that was at our club? Do you remember how bad things were?
Yep.
I mean, I wasn't going. I live in Cyprus, right? And so I wasn't going to the games. Hannah, you were going last season, right? Mm-hmm. Josh, you were going last season.
Yeah, I went to more last season.
Right. Do you remember what it was like? The toxicity.
Carnage.
Right. Okay. And so I thought it was before Ange was linked, right? And I just thought we need a galvanizing agent here, and if Poch can come back, that will heal a lot of wounds, basically. And that's why I wanted him back, because I just thought we need something drastic to happen to this football club from where it was. And then when I heard about Ange, it was like, no, I want Ange 100%, right? But until that point, it was like, we need something to change here. We need something massive to change here. And I thought, who else other than him? Like, we could have gone after Slot and whoever else it was, right? But for me, I just thought the only, better the devil you know. We know this guy and he loves us and we love him. And we'll give him a free pass at the beginning, and that's why I wanted him back. That's the only reason. It wasn't for anything like sentimental, well, I suppose sentimentality plays a role in it, but that's the reason I wanted him back. And I think that's maybe the reason a lot of people wanted him back.
So the funny thing is,
I was against him was purely because we've still got players in our squad now that were there when he was there. Like, we've had, 3-4 managers since we've had Poch, and some of those players are still there, stinking the place out. Like, obviously, Dyer was like, wasn't Dyer or Davies his first signing for us, and they're still there.
Dyer, yeah, 4 million for.
So the funny thing, James, is that's the reason I didn't want him, is because I thought we needed a big shake-up, and to bring somebody back that had been there and done that. It's almost like he walks in with too much understanding and too much swagger, and he just goes back to his old ways. To me, it would be more of a, you have to shake things up drastically. Somebody completely new. That's what my mindset was at the time.
All right, fair enough. So Romero. Now I need to rant about something, right? I've listened to, I'm not going to name them, but I've listened to a few podcasts since the game, and one of them in particular, quite a famous one, was sort of advocating that maybe we should sell Romero. And then another one was the guy who asked the question on a different podcast, a very big one, Spurs one, said, I'm asking this question, an older gentleman, I'm asking this question, it doesn't mean that I agree with it, but do you think we should, oh, fuck off. Either come out and say it or don't say it. You want to sell Romero. Guys, do any of you want to sell Romero?
No.
Absolutely not.
Why?
No.
Well, I mean, obviously not, but why? Why should we keep one of the greatest centre-backs in the game right now?
Well, you look at obviously.
It's a rhetorical
everyone goes
question,
on-
by the way.
I know. But the thing that annoys me, people say because he likes to wipe people out. It's like he doesn't go into a tackle wanting to. He just goes in. He throws 100% every time. The guy's won World Cups. He's not. It's not like it's like fucking Davinson Sanchez, is it? This guy is. He's a proper centre back.
And he can play.
Exactly.
He can play as well, mate.
You look at him. He's on the ball. He's looks for the forward pass. So some of the passes he plays straight through the midfield, and it coolly picks it up, spins, and he's away against the back four. And that's because Romero's looking for the option, and 9 times out of 10 he'll pick the right one with a pass. That is obviously. But
Do you know what else I love about him? So I'm sure this has happened at school with you guys, but it's definitely in the military, where you know when, I mean, everyone has your back, most of them do, but you know when someone specific not just has your back, he'll skin the other person for you, even if they look at you in a wrong way. And everyone's talking about, it was on Joe Linton, wasn't it? The one where they said he should have got sent off.
Wilson.
Wilson, sorry.
It was on Callum
Yeah,
Wilson.
sorry. Yeah, wrong person. I'll talk about Joe Linton in a minute. Callum Wilson. What did Callum Wilson say about Richarlison? Along with that
Well,
other...
it was him.
that
Was it
other-
him and Antonio? Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
that other
Yeah,
dickhead.
yeah.
Yeah. So
And they
do
were
you
laughing at him, weren't they?
do you believe that maybe he knew about this? That Romero said, you know, somewhat they mentioned it, and
Wait.
maybe he looked over it. Let me finish, mate. He looked over at his mate, and he saw, yeah, you know, even Richarlison's laughing at it, but deep down, I can picture him now just looking, going, "You're hurting, my brother. You're hurting. Don't worry about it."
Well,
Don't
look at
worry."
Vicario as well. Once he's
Yeah.
saved that header and he's
So this-
pulled
thi-
that face at him as well.
This was spoken about 100% in the changing room and at Hotspur Way, right? You could see it. You could see that they were there to, you know, and
Put
when he
one
came
on.
on, yeah, 100%. And you know what that shows me? That shows me ultimate team spirit. It shows me a band of brothers that are together, and they're led by someone at the back, Romero, who isn't scared to put a leg in. He's not scared, and he sometimes goes a bit overboard, doesn't think about the consequences, but you know what? He'll put his brothers first. And we haven't had that at Spurs for fucking years. And anyone who says that they should sell a player like that, go and support fucking Arsenal. Go and live in South London. What? No, I'm being serious. Were you yawning or were you like shocked at what
No,
I just said?
I think you're doing your tirade, which I kind of like, but I kind of wanted
Oh,
you
thank
to
you.
jump in.
Oh, go on then.
Like,
yeah.
listen, I don't think we should sell Romero, not at all. But the manager has to pull him aside and just go, "You got away with one there." Listen,
I'm sure he
a red
does.
card.
Yeah, but I'm sure he does.
But my point is he can't keep doing it. That's my theory. Listen, by the way, I think he's a good defender. He's a good defender. I'm not going to blow massive smoke up and say he's amazing. He's all this. He's a good defender. But I think we can't advocate that he should have been sent off. We can't sit there and go, "Oh, I like that because he's done that." If that was the case, no, that's not what a good defender does. Good defenders don't just clatter people. Like, that was dangerous. Like, listen, I think that's the bit for me. I think he's a good defender when he stays on his feet. The second he goes to ground, I go, "Oh God, here we go," and I'm like, "Fucking hell, is he gonna get?" It's like, if he'd got a red card, look, we'd have had a massive conversation here if he got a red card, because he doesn't miss 3 games, he misses 4, and then you sit there and go, "Oh, here we go again." Everything that I've been saying about him, like, I think he's a good defender, but you can't just advocate tackles like that all the time. It's not right. Like, good defenders defend when they're not doing that. Like, bad defenders tackle like that, no? We can't. And by the way, I think someone brought up about World Cup. Can't use that analogy. World Cups are rubbish. I mean, Hugo Lloris won a World Cup. I don't want him playing in goal.
So like, when we use World Cup rubbish.
How many
Yeah,
World
but
Cups have
using
you
the
won,
World-
Perchy?
Yeah, but
That's
using
an
the world.
insane statement.
No, it's not, because using World Cup analogy, I'm not being funny. There's some absolute awful football
Wasn't
players
funny.
that have won World Cups. We can't go, he's won a World Cup, so we want him to stay. So does that mean we've gone, Hugo? You can go back and goal, because I don't want him anywhere near our goal. Like, you've got to use it in relevance, right? Like, when we use the World Cup as an example, yeah, he's won a World Cup, cool. So does that mean that we should go and sign like anyone that's won a World Cup? No. There's some awful players that have won World Cups.
I'll just say it one more time. Look, unless you have had someone who isn't just willing to take a bullet for you, but take a whole clip for you, and you know that you have that person there who will do anything, it doesn't matter, to get you out of a rut, to do whatever it takes to get you back on your feet, I can't even explain how special that is and how it makes you as the other player feel. And if we are having that in the changing room, and I'm pretty sure that Postecoglou, has had players like this before. And yeah, you can tell him once, you can tell him twice, but you know what? If it's part of his fucking DNA and you want to take it out of him, you lose everything. And
but James, I'll flip that on you.
I agree. I agree with you.
No,
mate. Listen,
I want to just flip your thing for a second.
Yeah.
Listen, admirable, love it.
I'm listening.
But he's no good sat in the stands because he's suspended.
100%.
He's better off being on the pitch. So we can't sit there and go, oh, it's great. I love it what he does. I love him when he clatters people and gets red cards. And then we lose.
No, I didn't say that. But I didn't say that. I said, let me just answer that question. I love it when he does it for a specific reason. Because it means something to me. Maybe it's the life that I've led, right? It means something to me personally. And because of what I saw on Sunday, he is by far and away the greatest player I've seen play for Spurs, possibly ever since I've been watching Spurs. Yes, because that's what it means. Because it's personal to me. Because what I saw him do is something I would have done. Okay, and that's what I'm like. And I'll do that for any of you, apart from Josh, who I've just met. No, I would. I mean, but that's the truth.
James, I get it. I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. But my point being here is why does he doesn't need to do it though. Doesn't need to. Here, look. Listen, we're not having a conversation.
Can I say something? Because I've not actually said anything. I think what James has said is exactly what Ange sees in Romero, and that's exactly why he gave him the senior role.
But he's not acting like a senior player by clattering people like that and getting red cards.
He doesn't just go around clattering people. That's such a lazy narrative that
Romero's
been slapped with.
It is.
Hang on a minute. Look at some of the look, the tackle he did. Look. As I said, we get away with it because he didn't get sent off. But my point being here is good defenders don't fly in with tackles like that and do that. Like, you don't need to. He doesn't need to. Listen, by the way, hang on.
Sergio Ramos made a career out of it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but
he's won a World Cup. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, he's rubbish.
but we're not. He's not Sergio. Romero's not Sergio Ramos. Like, Sergio Ramos had a lot more to his game in that sense. But what I would say here is, by the way, like this, I thought Romero was brilliant. By the way, on Sunday, this is not me. But my point being is it would have been a massive stain on the game if he did get a red card. He didn't. Brilliant, great, got away with one there. Cool, amazing. But then that doesn't justify doing it. That just makes me sit there and go, hang on a minute, like, what are we doing? Like, we can't sit there and go, oh, it's great, I love what he does. Because he gets another booking against Forest, he misses the Everton game. And it's like, hang on, we can't keep losing this defender through disciplinary matters. That's not good.
I think also, Perchy, when you've had seasons worth of a centre-back who is off the pace, isn't reading the game, hesitates, not naming any names, Eric Dyer, and now we've got him, can you not see the contrast? Why we sit here and we go...
As a defender, it's a lot better.
Yeah, but that's why we sit here and go, do you know what? If he puts in a tackle like that every so often, I'm going to let it go because he's such a good player.
I get that, and I'll give you that one. Okay.
And sometimes, do you not think back and then you wish that Eric had maybe done a little bit more?
Eric Dyer at centre half. That's my thing. I want him playing, not suspended. If he's suspended, players like Eric Dyer have to then play for this football club again. Don't you get my point here? Well, I'm not
100%, mate. No, 100, and you're right. But the thing is, what? I'm not going to go into chaos theory. But yeah, okay, I'll go into chaos theory. So when you have someone like Romero, you take the rough with the smooth, and unfortunately, he has that thing to his game. For me, you can remove the word unfortunately when he does it for a specific reason. And I can't wait, and I hope Matty Cash is playing when we go to Villa Park. Okay, Romero will probably get Romero will probably get sent off, because I can guarantee you, it doesn't matter what Ange says to him. It doesn't matter. Okay, I've worked with people like Romero, right? I wish I had 10% of his heart. And I'm telling you now that when that Villa game comes along, he's going to get sent off. Unless he gets really lucky and no one sees it, right? And the feed goes dead at Stockley Park and whatever.
But James, what I would rather see, I get your point.
I know, and I would rather have a Lamborghini and two birds on my lap right now.
I would rather
I know, mate. I know.
And get a 10 out of 10
yes,
performance.
Mate. But
we win the game 3-0.
Yes.
And then you go, do you know what? This guy was incredible. He stayed on his feet, defended like a stallion. Instead of just going, do you know what? I'm just going to kick someone today. No.
It doesn't.
No. Good defenders don't do that.
Yeah, but you're reducing Christian Romero down to just kicking people. That's
when it's happened.
But he's exactly like Matty Cash, right?
But James just said against Villa, he's going to get himself set off.
He probably will, yeah.
I don't want that from a centre half.
Nor do I.
I want a centre half that plays properly.
Nor do I. But you know what? If he gives everything else for the rest of the season, I'll let him have that one.
So
right, we're not going to be the Champions League final.
Have you seen the games after Villa?
No.
Have you seen the games? It's like Luton and Brentford.
Yeah, we can afford
it's a load of crap.
So we're now advocating a player to get sent off for the sake of what? Why?
Karma.
We don't know because hear me out. Because if this was any other player that played for any other football team, we'd all be going, "You're dirty, you're disgusting, you shouldn't be playing football." But because he plays for us, we go, "Oh, he's got passion." No, good defenders don't do that. Good defenders don't do that.
Can I read something to you?
Sound upset.
Can I read something to you?
No, it's not because if this was, I'll literally just pick up if this was William Saliba, we'd all be saying he's an awful defender because he's kicking people, getting sent off left, right, and centre.
We would say that because of who he plays for.
But that's my point, though. So we can't say it about our own players, but we can say it about others. That makes us hypocrites.
I don't know.
But isn't supporting a football club being a hypocrite in itself? The fact that you're a human being means you're a hypocrite. I mean, that's just the way it is. No, it does. If you say you're not a hypocrite, number one, it means you're definitely humble and you're not a hypocrite. No, mate. I'm going to read something to you. I understand. I'm going to read something to you. The word team. It means a coming together as a team to achieve a common goal. And that's what he did. Right, so let's move on. And I want to, before we leave Newcastle, there's something that has been bothering me, not just since the commentary, but I watched Match of the Day as well, and I don't seem to understand why Newcastle are poor Newcastle for being tired, poor Newcastle for playing in the Champions League and having players injured. Yes, do they have a few more players that are injured than us? Yes. But why is it poor Newcastle? What is this narrative?
Exactly.
What's going on? The great thing is that when you can spot the narrative, it's sort of like you get a bit of a brownie point. And I always feel special when I spot certain narratives.
We were getting it when we had a load of injuries as well.
Not as much as Newcastle have been.
It's literally every game. Let's be honest. Newcastle. Yeah, let's be fair. They've only just got a couple of players.
Newcastle are sponsored by UNICEF and the Red Cross. I mean, I don't understand. Why do we
care about what other?
I don't care. I never care what anyone actually thinks. Right? There's one thing in the recent history that's bothered me. You all know what that is, but I won't talk about that. Right? But nothing bothers me. Honestly, nothing really bothers me. But I enjoy it when I see these things and I just go, oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that cute? And, it's just, I know that every fan thinks that, oh, they're out to get us and everyone's all out our football team. It only ever happens to us. But if someone actually took a tally of this, I think being a Spurs fan isn't the greatest thing for your health. And I mean, I love it. I wouldn't change it. But it doesn't bother me. It was wrong for me to say I'm pissed off about it. And I wrote that on the running order, on my own personal running order. I'm not pissed off. It's just like... And I've basically dug a hole, haven't I, right now? I'm trying to get out of it.
I get what you
Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's there is this narrative out there, and like Chelsea, for instance. Who the fuck is anyone even talking about Chelsea? How much have they spent? 1 billion. And then Poch comes out and says, I need more money in the January window. And no one is saying that if Everton hadn't got their 10 points deduction, Everton would have been above them. And Chelsea could have been in 15th.
Didn't Pochettino say they're a mid-table club at the moment as well? I swear he said that after the Everton game. He said
Agent Pochettino. Did he really say that?
something along the. It wasn't obviously word for word, but it was
can I ask
along them lines.
Right, I'll ask a question. We move on. Right? Can you imagine if we had an ex-Arsenal manager? We had spent £1 billion, and then this ex-Arsenal manager, who was our manager, said, "Yeah, Spurs are a mid-table side." What would we do to him? Right, moving on. Johnny, have we got any more questions?
Sure do.
Cool.
Let's see.
You gonna read them?
No. Yep, we got him. Next. All right. This is Tony from. Oh, for fuck's sake. Walthamstow. Did I get it?
Not too
Not
bad.
Sorry.
Say that again.
I'm not even going to try.
Please.
No, say
I can
it again.
spell it, and then you guys can tell me how to say it, okay?
Say it again.
Say it again.
Oh, fuck else. Walthamstow?
Walthamstow?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I said it right.
This was so bad. Could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Portsmouth. Listen, so here's the question from Tony. Thank you, Tony, for being an avid listener. Which member of the pod would you murder to send Woolwich to the National League?
To be fair, you've known
So
me at
easy.
least.
Yeah, I mean, the answer's pretty quick. It's Josh.
Just all
Sorry,
gang it
Josh.
off on me.
Welcome, by the way.
Which member of the pod, Perchy, which member of the pod would you murder to send Woolwich to the National League?
Yeah, see you later, Josh, mate. Have a good
Yeah, it's fine.
So Josh becomes George Lazenby. He just does one gig and that's it. It's a James Bond reference. I know you're all a bit too young for that.
I would flip it though. Like,
Do it.
I would miss not being able to watch a North London derby. However much I hate watching them, like it would be weird not watching a North London derby.
I
I've
can't
always
believe.
said
Hold
that.
on, can I just say something? Perchy has just done a fucking Romero. You've saved your teammate. Oh my god! See, there you go. That's my point. You've done it, mate.
No,
You've done it. I can't believe it.
I'm not
Oh
doing
my
it 'cause
god!
of Josh.
If you were here, I'd rush you, and then kiss you, and probably bum you.
But I'm not doing it because of Josh though. I'm not doing it because of Josh. I kind of sit back and go, however much I hate them, like it would the anticipation of a North London derby, I would miss that. Just have to hope we get them in the FA Cup.
To be fair, I have always said to like my Southampton supporting mates, do you not miss Portsmouth being in like the same league as you? 'Cause it's been, how long has it been? Since
Oh yeah,
they've
then
been-
they keep swapping, don't they? They go up.
literally
one goes
like
up
this.
and one
It could be
goes
the,
down.
looks like it could be the same as well because Saints could be coming back up in the playoffs and Portsmouth are being promoted to the Championship.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like they're avoiding each other, but they miss the
Yeah, that's
South
what I mean.
Coast
So
derby.
from that theory, I go, I don't know if I'd want it because there's like loads of derbies, like even like Newcastle, use Newcastle example and stuff. Like use Newcastle, like them lot like are going crazy at the moment because they got Sunderland in the FA Cup. Like they never get that derby anymore, which they used to have it when they were both in the Premier League and stuff. So I don't know. Would I not want a Thunder derby? That's what I would think of.
So you wouldn't not murder any of us because you love us. You wouldn't not murder us because you.
Oh yeah, no. Screw you lot. I mean, it's not even you lot. If I had the chance.
All right, so he's done a Saliba. Sorry, my mistake. Do you guys want to talk about Joey Barton or Unai Emery? Because I think we had a bit of a good conversation about Unai Emery.
I'll have the Unai Emery chat if you want.
I lost my voice. Hannah, do you want to talk about Barton a minute?
Because you were saying how much you loved them earlier on.
Yeah,
What is there to
the,
say?
the group chat's full of it, and I just think you should have the floor.
Oh, it's a tricky one. I think.
Do you want to tell everyone? Do you want to tell everyone what he's done first? Just give it some context.
If people
I
haven't.
mean, originally he started off saying about like female pundits, and he doesn't want to listen to them, and they shouldn't be involved in men's football. That's a take we hear all the time, and I don't.
She's getting hot-headed.
I am. I kind of get it. Like, that's your choice. If you don't want to listen to female pundits on men's games, fine. Like, don't really care. But now we've got, well, a bunch of 15-year-olds could beat the Lionesses. Like, these are the hot takes he thinks they are. Like, of course they would. Like, I don't understand where you're going with this. He's just saying things, but they're like all directed at women. And can I just say that as a woman in a male space, it's just making the arena so toxic. Like, I don't really care about your personal opinion, but as a person in the public eye, you have like a little bit of responsibility to just shut the fuck up sometimes, no?
Christ.
Wait a minute. Hannah, you're a woman? I thought you were just a 7-year-old boy with a shitty mouth.
If aliens had read our group chat, they would think the same thing.
What do you mean?
So are we done with Barton? I don't want to give him too much
No.
airtime, Joel. I mean,
The main thing about it all is he's plugging his podcast, isn't he? That's what
it.
it's. And
He's just
to give
really
you-
left us.
So
Listen.
I just said I don't want to give him too much space.
No,
in
I
there.
just-
Do you want to give us the name of his podcast and we can find it?
No,
while
that's
you're
not.
at it?
I don't. Listen, he's allowed an opinion, but like the thing is have an opinion, but get over it. Know what? Like it's like every tweet now. It's like okay, I don't care. Like, and the problem is I don't follow the guy, but everyone else seems to just quote tweet. It's like for me, the biggest problem is people need to stop interacting with it. By interacting with it, everyone then sees it. It's like if you stop interacting with him.
You know what it is? You know what it is with him? It's like donkey sex. So you... No,
Sorry,
just hear me
what?
out. Yeah, just... I mean... you,
Sorry.
So, for instance, you can't... So it's
what do you watch?
One minute,
Inside
guys.
Press?
You go down... You go down to your mate's house and he goes, right, watch this. And it turns on and you see the donkey and you see a woman lying there and she's like, what? And you go, no, I don't understand. What's going on? And then you look away, but you can't. And then you sort of look again. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are likening Joey Barton to donkey sex. It's like they don't want to look, but they still do. And I think they're giving him space and time. That's what we're doing. So let's talk about Unai Emery. There was a conversation where Perchy said... Perchy, what did you say? That he's a top manager, and I think we all agree he is.
I said Unai Emery is a manager that doesn't get enough respect, and actually I think at Aston Villa he's doing an absolutely incredible job, and he would have won something if Arsenal didn't sack him. He would have won something in the period, like more than what Arteta's won.
Was he sacked during his first season, or did he last a full season at Arsenal?
He was he was sacked in the second season.
Oh, okay.
So he got the first season. He got Arsenal to a European Cup final. They got battered by Chelsea. Second season he got sacked because they had a bad start. But
so then you said if he was at Spurs, he would. What did you say?
no, I said if Spurs had him as manager for a period of time, I'm not talking about
No,
year
you
or
didn't.
two.
No, you didn't.
You didn't
I said
say
he,
that.
no. I
I
said.
can read it to you right now if you want.
So
What did I
can
say? No, read it out. read it
Unai
out.
Emery would win a trophy at Spurs. Full stop.
Yeah,
You didn't-
yeah.
you didn't-
Sorry, yeah. I mean, I didn't give you the whole caveat to every part of that. Yeah, but my point being is, if you gave him the facilities that Aston Villa have given him, he would have won a trophy at Spurs.
You
Yeah.
didn't say that
Because of-
either. You didn't say that either.
Oh,
So-
because I didn't actually specify those specific things. That's what I meant by it.
No. So what? No. I mean, you didn't just not say that. Then when I said that, you were still arguing. So what I said was, Hannah, you can back me up, right? I said the reason why he couldn't at Spurs is because when he's at, and I hate to use this term, so I think it's derogatory, but mid-range clubs such as Sevilla, such as, and you might disagree with me, but such as what's it? Where is he at? No,
Sorry,
Villa.
Oh, this
I
is
have
like
to,
when
I
I
have to
first
stop you.
joined the
You
group
could
chat,
not
this
call
conversation
Sevilla a
was
mid-range
happening.
club.
One
That's
minute.
massive.
1 minute. One minute. No. There are 3 clubs in Spain right now. I don't care if you live there, right? There's Barcelona, Real Madrid, and then Atletico Madrid, quite far away from them, and that's about
Neither
it.
of them are leading the tide track.
Have you seen who's top?
I
Oh,
understand.
the
Yeah, I know.
absolute shameless. No one watches Spanish football.
No, I know who's top right now. So the point is, my point is that when he's at a club where the club is built around him, right, that means that he gets to choose who the director of football is. He gets to choose the entire scout network. He, in fact, is the manager. Then he succeeds. At Tottenham, that would never happen, and that's why he wouldn't succeed.
So here's the question: if you're considering Sevilla a mid-team club, are Spurs?
100%.
So Spurs are a mid-table.
And as I told you, and I'll repeat, yes, we are, but you know what? On paper, we're not.
On
And
paper, what does that mean?
and
What does that mean?
You know
Football
what
ta-
it means. It
football's
means
not
that
won on
it means
paper.
we've got the best stadium in the world. It means that we've got.
What does that mean?
What do
Sevilla
you mean,
have got a
what do you
bigger
mean?
trophy cabinet than us at the moment.
It's
they
not-
win Euro.
Okay, so in football terms, yeah, that's what.
Yeah,
I'm
so
trying to say.
we're talking in football, right? We're talking football.
No, but You can't, it's not binary. It's not just one thing. That's it.
Of course it is.
No,
Football's
it's
not winning, right?
No, Perchy, it's not.
Football's
Because it's a
winning.
bit
No.
like you saying that Emery would
football's
win a
not about
trophy at
winning.
Spurs full stop. There's context, right?
Yeah.
So you're telling me he wouldn't? Listen, we don't know the answer because he's not our manager. But my point is if Aston Villa go and win a trophy under him this season, I'm not saying they will, but if they do,
They'll
They
win the
probably will.
conference, won't they?
They probably
Huh?
will. They probably will.
They'll
Yeah.
win the conference.
but that says, but does that not just say absolutely everything about it?
Well, so
We've had managers at this football club have won nothing, yet we belittle clubs that win trophies. We can't
so
be doing that.
at the two big clubs, and I hate to call Woolwich a big club, but they are. He
Yeah.
went there and achieved nothing. He went to PSG and achieved nothing.
He was
Why?
there. He was there. He was
Why?
there for less than 18 months. Is that
He's
justifiable?
been at Aston Villa less than 18 months, and look what he's done there.
Yeah,
right? He was at
exactly,
he
says it
he
all,
was at
right?
Sevilla, as I did my research, for 3 months, and he turned their fortunes around. Right, so I
Yeah.
know a little bit about the country you live in.
But
right,
then
and
the second caveat we had though was you
Right.
considering Sevilla a mid club. I think that's harsh.
mid range. Oh,
How? Based on what though? What's the justification
because
of a mid-range
because
club?
La Liga isn't like the Premier League, where
So-
every club can beat each other. Apart from this season,
Whoa,
I'll
whoa,
give
whoa,
them that.
no,
Yeah, all right, okay.
no, whoa, James, I have to tell you this.
I'm not a horse,
I watch
right,
a lot of
yeah.
La Liga. I've watched a lot of Liga. Anyone can beat anyone. I watch it. They play some brilliant football here. I've watched
didn't say they don't.
teams beat teams all the time. What we on
Teams-
about? The Premier
teams-
League don't. The Premier League's not like that. The Premier League's a farmers' league, if you want to call it that. Then, not everyone beats everyone. How many teams have won the Premier League in the last 7 years? 2. Man City have won it 6 times in the last 7 years. Liverpool have won it once. That says it all.
And
Man
La
City
Liga?
are the dominant team in this league, and that's all. And that's all it is.
Well, okay, we'll see. But
No, but we can't sit there and belittle the teams like in La Liga and other countries. Our team, our club.
okay, 1 minute. So we'll use the binary approach. Does Sevilla have more fans than Tottenham Hotspur? The answer is no. It's a rhetorical question. I'm telling you they don't. I've done the research. Google it.
Based
I did
on
it.
what?
I did it
Based
earlier.
on what?
I did it earlier, so I'm prepared for this conversation. So the point
Based
is,
on what though?
based on 3 different websites that talk about various fan sizes around the world and the brand size. So
Yeah. No,
Spurs
what-
are
mate-
a bigger club. My point is that when he
But that's
was at,
because the Premier
mate, let me
League's marketed
finish.
for it, though.
Yeah, it was at PSG, right? When he's at a club where he isn't the manager and he's a coach, he can't perform, and it's not his fault. He's one of those. For instance, me. If I go into a company and they say, James, listen, you can't hire your own people and you can't do this, I'll turn them down. I won't take them as a client. I won't do it. Do you know what I mean? Because if I can't do the things I need to do, I'm going to fail. You set me up for failure. There are other managers who thrive on it. Ange goes in there and he goes, you know what? I'm not bringing anyone with me. Set me up some interviews, which is what they did, and I'll pick the right people. And that's it. And he gets on with it. Do you know what I mean? But there are other managers where, such as Emery, and they're a dying breed, where he has actually gone and selected. You know who's their sporting director? You know who he is.
He's come to us, hasn't he?
Who? No.
No,
What,
They're
the-
new. They're new.
Oh, the new one.
Come on,
Oh,
Perchy. You live in Spain. Who's Aston Villa sporting director? You can Google it. I'll give you 3 seconds.
Oh, I
Because
can't remember. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm checking.
So they've been.
I remember his name. He was the ex-Barca guy, weren't he? I can't remember his name though.
Right, so it's Monchi. So they've been
Yeah.
together for years
Monchi,
at Sevilla as well. And when Monchi went to Roma, okay, I'll give you some history. When he went there, he wasn't the main man either. He wasn't allowed to bring in who he wanted, and they called him a charlatan because he couldn't replicate what he did at Sevilla. Okay, and so once again, when you put people together who are a team and then they're allowed to do the things that they want, it works. And what I was trying to say is that Spurs, unfortunately, he would never be given that. Right, so, do we have any more questions, or is that it? We've been going for quite a long time.
Well, I had to step away. Were any others read out?
Were any other questions read out? You're the
Oh,
question
no.
guy.
All right, just want to make sure. I think we'll do one more, and that is Stanley from Potter's Bar. Did I say that right? Sure.
Potter's Bar.
Potter's Bar. That's right. That's a good American impression. I like
good.
that.
Oh, thank you.
We can guarantee winning the league, but you have to give a rusty trombone to one of the starting 11.
Who's that aimed at?
Whoever wants to answer. Who are you rusty tromboning?
Van der Ven.
We'll go Hannah
He's
first.
tall enough for me.
Right. What was the question?
Who did you say?
again?
Mine was Van der Ven, purely because I'm tall and he's tall.
I guess that's true. We can guarantee winning the league, but you have to give a rusty trombone to somebody.
That's
Who
not
you
a
going for,
hard
Hannah?
question for me, though, is it?
You just handpick anyone. Whoever gets given, just let one of them
This
choose
is
you.
but this is where we can talk about our non-sponsor vibes, right? So if you need any sex toys and you live in Kent, head down to Vibes, who haven't sponsored us. Vibes, if you're listening, we need to cut this bit out, clip it out, and send it to them so they can sponsor us. All right, so you've got a selection of toys there, Hannah. So yeah, it does apply to you.
Okay. Oh God, if I had to pick one.
Oh boy.
Madison, surely you're obsessed.
I am
That's-
obsessed, but Poro's got big dick energy, and I think I might be swayed. So can
Or
I pick two?
swagged.
Can you have two?
You can as many as you want, Hannah. I mean, I'm
So
not
he's
standing
offered you
in your
this ultimatum, and you're like, "Can I have someone else as well?"
I don't
Stanley
one
from
answer.
Potter's Bar has hit the jackpot. Honestly,
I have a list.
Or we'll go with Poro. Yeah, but I want to hear Perchy's mainly, to be honest.
Romero.
Percy's muted himself. He's doing research on the Spanish league and one chick.
No, Perchy's
I'm not
googling
done.
rusty trombone.
I'm just not. I'm not answering this. This is mental. I refuse. I actually refuse. I downright refuse.
Why?
But you're
Why not?
guaranteed a league. The league.
You're
Perchy,
guaranteed the league.
No, but then you don't.
Guaranteeing a
The
league.
enjoyment of the whole enjoyment of getting there, isn't there? I'm gonna be like
Because
you.
You
you're-
don't know
it's all
that.
Why,
about
because
the
your
journey.
mustache
You
would stink?
tried it.
It's all about the journey to get to the final and get to winning the league. It's all about the journey. Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with that one.
We'll pick someone for you then. Someone like Dyer, who definitely doesn't wipe.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Does it during
why?
a match as well.
Yeah, you get corn on your mustache, Perchy.
Corn.
It was better if you just picked it yourself by the sounds of it.
Comes out looking the same way as it goes in,
Well,
buddy.
Perchy, you mentioned Journey. So you've got from the band, you've got Neil, Jonathan, Dean, Emil, Jason, and Todd. Which one are you going with?
Unbelievable.
Please pick one.
Good. Well done.
Please. Look at the shit
No,
that's said
no.
about me on here. Please pick one.
Oh, sorry. It's not like I don't get any sort of absolute abuse all the time. Don't try and get
pussy
don't
out.
try and pretend
He's
to play
got
the
abs.
victim.
Get
Nah, you
Ange
pussy-
and his
pussy out.
absolute planet arse.
Sorry, he's what? Did you just say what? Sorry, what?
Planet. It's got its own gravitational pull.
You're in orbit right now, Perchy.
What's the planet? What's the planet that Chewbacca's from?
Because
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's Angie's ass.
such a nerd.
You are. I didn't know that
You
about you. Right now, when you're coming to Cyprus, we're watching all of them. Well, just
I
the
love
trilogy.
him.
Just
Rogue
the
One, my
trilogy.
favourite, underrated.
Rogue One, I did quite like. I did. He's a good. Well, Garrett's a
Well,
good
episode
director.
3, Revenge of the Sith, that's a good one.
Too much CGI.
See, I was going to say this.
Well,
You're
yeah,
getting
it's
into
Star
age
Wars.
differences
it's
now,
not going to be a
James.
real lightsaber.
I'd rather
Josh,
talk
how
about
old
rusty
are you?
trombones.
30.
Oh, you're a baby still.
Yeah.
But I'm
He's
glad
the
that
baby.
But yeah, no. Oh, he is.
Oh,
He
I thought
is.
Perchy was.
No.
Oh,
I'm not
my
the
the
youngest.
baby.
I'm 31.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so Josh
I've never
is the
been
baby.
the youngest.
You are now. Yeah. So there's one last thing before we go, other than please leave us a review. And I mean, I
5
actually
star.
leave some reviews. Yeah, 5-star. I mean, I do. You know, I leave 5-star reviews on our own podcast, of course, when I
Shame.
listen to it. But yeah, if you can, that would be great. So Hannah, over to you. You had this idea about.
Yes.
Do you want to just quickly tell us about it, and we can wrap it up?
What about another pod?
Yeah. What's it called?
We called The Other Way.
And what's it about?
And, well, all the shit that we talk about that isn't football, really.
Basically, the group chat.
All the unhinged,
This-
our
there
group
is-
chat.
We're going to be if we get round. I mean, if you want us to publish this pod, which might be once a month, then we're going to most likely be sectioned. But
Yes.
it's fun, and yeah, I mean you guys, the listeners can set the agenda. You can say, I want you to talk about this, or send in questions. We'll do our best to answer them. I think it's a really good idea.
I mean, our questions kind of do centre around that kind of thing anyway, don't they?
They do, but there would be no football chat.
With a footballing twist, isn't it? It's like a rusty trombone to win the league.
It's very creative.
Yeah, and if you think that we're copying the Fighting Cock and what they're doing, absolutely we are, but we're better. So I don't feel at all ashamed. I just think it would be a lot of fun, and every now and then Perchy will appear.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like Perchy is our Theo Baker.
Sorry, what?
Can you explain who Theo Baker is to Johnny?
Isn't he like?
Please.
Isn't he like some blondie kind of guy?
Have you seen is it the pitch side with Tom Garrett?
Oh,
Lewis
yes,
Bowden?
yeah, Tom Garrett, is that his name?
Tom Garrett's got the voice of reason on it. He's the only one that's not really thick as shit on that podcast. But yeah, Johnny, if you go onto Twitter or YouTube, just type in the pitch side. Theo Baker is an Arsenal fan, and you'll get that gist very early on, because as soon as you say one of his players aren't world class, that's it. He will lose his mind. Bleach blonde hair.
How's that me?
If you're kind of the anti...
I don't sit there and say our players are world class.
No, it's sort of in the sense that he will never admit he's wrong.
No.
Here we go. I do concede on that. I just say how I feel, and my feelings are how I want to say it.
Hannah, can you ask him to come on our pod?
What, ask Perchy to come on our pod?
Who? No. Theo Baker?
Yeah, let's have some fun.
Okay.
He won't come on it. He's big time. I
was going to say, if you can get him on,
Listen.
Well, hopefully we're going to have John Cena on. So.
He's done videos with
really
Alicia Lemon
nicely,
and Hyungmin Son.
I will ask really nicely.
Yeah.
In the best way I know how.
Oh God.
No.
Maybe you shouldn't.
You guys have no faith.
Oh, we do. That's the problem. So I think that's
how far you're willing to go.
Depends how much you want it.
So, the other way pod.
Oh, there we go.
And look, there's been 5 of us on this one, and we're building up a squad because we're heading towards producing more pods in the future. Okay, and I mean, obviously more pods in the future, more pods every week in the future, and so we're building up a bit of a squad here. Will we have 5 on again? I don't know. I think 4 is way too much. 3 is like the perfect number. We'll see how things go. Yeah, I think it's been fun, and we're going to catch you. Oh, we haven't even discussed Nottingham Forest, have we? How rubbish are we? We didn't even put it on running order. So on Friday we're playing Nottingham Forest, 8 o'clock UK. Johnny, what's your prediction? We're playing them at the City Ground.
Ooh, I'll go...
Only Hooters in the UK, by the way, Johnny. Big up.
Oh, okay. 3-1. 3-1.
Forest. What did I predict? I'm going to say we win 3-0 comfortably.
Oh.
They haven't won a game in 5. They've won one in about 10.
They got tonked by Fulham last week, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah, tonked by Fulham, beaten by Everton, beaten by Brighton, beaten by West Ham, beat Villa, lost to Liverpool, drew with Luton,
Wolves, didn't they?
drew with Palace, drew with Brentford, lost to Man City, drew with Burnley, and then beat Chelsea on the 2nd of September. They've won 2 games in about 3 months.
How the fuck did they beat Villa?
Oh, Villa it was that game where Villa just had a really bad day in the office. And they got beaten.
Yeah, they were
2-0.
garbage.
Yeah, they had a really bad day.
Well, continue on.
Hannah?
Well, I'm annoyed because I was going to say 3-0 and I can't.
You can say 3-0.
No, I'm going to say 4-0. No, I'm going to say 4-0, and just to piss Perchy off, I'm going to say Richie.
That has actually annoyed me. I was being positive. Now you're trying to be ultra positive. So I'll grow up.
Yeah, we'll go Richie hat-trick as well, Perchy. Why not?
Go on. Oh, go on.
I did.
If fair enough. Go on then.
Josh?
I'll put it on my echo.
To be fair, I was going to say 4-0, but purely to the fact we can never keep clean sheet, I'll say 4-1.
Oh. Negative.
I love you, Perchy. I really do.
I think it'll be 3-2. No, do they score any goals?
James is so negative. Oh, you're so negative.
Do they score any goals? I'm just going to Google something.
Not really. Not
They
the
drew
since
1-1 just game
not
just gone.
since
They lost
Taiwo
5-0
Winnie's got
before
injured.
that.
Yeah, Taiwo
Oh, is he
Winnie's out
injured?
injured. Yeah, Winnie's injured, so they haven't been scoring goals since he's got injured.
Who's injured, mate?
Taiwo Winnie, their goal scorer.
Taiwo Winnie.
Taiwo Winnie. Are you having me on? He's a good player, mate.
He sounds like
He's
a
very
West
gangly.
He sounds like a West Indian
I'd have
batsman.
him. I'd have him at Spurs. He's a decent striker.
I've never heard of him.
He,
I know who the former fucking Roma sporting director was, and I don't know who plays up front for Nottingham Forest.
he looks like he's made out of spare parts. He's really gangly and like awkward.
Taiwo Winnie. I need to look him up. So they have scored. Nottingham Forest have scored goals for 17. Sheffield United scored 12. Burnley 16.
How many in their last 5?
Last 5 is about 3. I'm going to say.
I can tell you now, actually. So
3 or 4.
they have. Yeah, so 0 in their last game, 0 in the game before that. They scored 2 against Brighton, 2 against Forest, so 4.
Oh.
If you were to take it to 6 games, they scored 6. They beat Villa 2-0. So do they score goals? No, they're missing their batsman. I think that we're going to win 2-0. There you go. Johnny, did you take down the...
Got it. Yep.
Perfect. All right, well, look, that's been the Hotspur Way pod, and I'm knackered. It's nearly midnight here. What are you not going to do later?
So good.
Johnny, did you just say that about me? I don't want to be a sheep.
Is that what you said?
What?
Yes, fair, to be fair.
I did. I put it in the chat.
Just to piss Perchy off. I like that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see this. One day we have to. We have. I might do. Actually, we're still recording, aren't we? Johnny,
Yeah, why not?
If we use Python, can we scrape our WhatsApp group chat?
Oh god.
I don't know.
No
probably.
way.
No, because what I would do is I'd get the missus, who's one of the best graphic designers I've ever worked with, to create like a little mini book of all the funniest bits. Don't you think it would be a good idea? I mean, people would have a different outlook on us.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it would be hilarious because none of you get to really see this.
We might get
Josh
cancelled.
has been. I don't care. I don't care. I mean, we've been blocked this week. So look, I think that I think that this would work because none of you get to see what really goes on, and it's a shame. And when we start to release more goodies and more podcasts, there will be. We discussed it today, didn't we? Or was it yesterday? I can't remember. Days are blurring into one. Where we are going to have like a WhatsApp group or a community, and you'll all get to take part and actually see all the goodness that takes place. Like Josh has been a saint compared to what he's like on the group. So Josh, we
Been
need
very
more from
well
you on the
behaved.
next one, mate. Yeah.
Shall I have a drink? I'll have a couple of cans before I come on.
God, you sound
Is that
like
what you do? Is that what you
so
do? I mean, on the group.
Get
Yeah,
off the rails.
yeah.
I love it when you do that.
Walk off the rails.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we talk about Turkish waiters. I can't go into more
Shit.
details. Yeah.
Please don't.
Well, now you know it's about Hannah because she's obviously shut up. I mean, that's social engineering 101. And
it's gonna
there's
be
a lot
about
of
me,
other
really,
stuff.
isn't
There's
it?
a lot of other stuff that we talk about, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. If you've reached this part of the podcast and you want to know more, then we'll be making some announcements probably in the new year. And yeah, that would be fun. But send in your questions. We need more. We need more questions. We need to have a whole list of them. All right, so that's been it, guys. Say goodbye. Let's start with Josh. Say goodbye, Josh.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Say goodbye, Perchy.
Goodbye, Perchy.
Clever.
Okay.
Hannah.
Bye bye.
Johnny.
I love you all.
I love you too.
Aw.
See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Latest.